I'm Jake Duesenberg, and I'm from Woodbury, Minnesota.
And Jake, we're so glad that you're here. Thank you.
Yep.
We've really enjoyed
Definitely.
our time with you. And tell everyone which branch of service you're in, how long, where you were.
Army, and I've been in it for 10 years. And
You were a captain?
Captain, yep.
Okay.
Been down on the U.S.-Mexican border. I've been to Kosovo, and I've been to Iraq.
And where was the most dangerous, in your opinion?
Those three would be Iraq, but
Yeah.
but there's a little element of danger in Kosovo as well. So
Yeah.
I was there during the independence, unilateral independence of by the Albanians. So.
And we're coming up to a really important holiday now, very important holiday with Memorial Day.
Yeah.
What do you think about? Do you think about your own service? What do you think about when you come up to Memorial Day?
Yeah, I don't think much about my service. I had a unique situation. I graduated with 250 people from Onalaska, Wisconsin. So it's a small class when I come up to the cities and I see guys graduating 1,000 people.
Yeah, and Onalaska's down by La Crosse.
Right, it's right connected to La Crosse. And in that community, it wasn't a big military community. I had maybe 4 or 5 guys join the military out of high school. I was one of them. 2 of those guys have died in Afghanistan, and one of them was a football player with myself, and then the other guy was a guy I used to rock climb and scuba dive with. So that's
Does
what
that still seem unreal?
It does, especially my friend Nick. That was really tough for me. So that's what I do on Memorial Day. I think about that, and that's pretty fresh on my mind. So,
What made you think that you wanted to go in and serve your country? Did you have family? Did your dad serve?
no, actually, we skipped a generation in my family. My great-grandfather, or my grandfather on my mom's side, was a World War II vet, and then my other grandpa was an engineer for like 3 years in the Army right after the Korean War. So, and then my dad wasn't. To be honest with you, I joined before 9/11. It was an adventure. It was out of high school, some way to pay for college. Some things changed after 9/11. So I wouldn't say I did it for much patriotic reasons to start out, but as I advanced my career, that was pretty much the underlying thing.
That's really fascinating because for you it was just the next thing to do or an economic reason, but it really became about country.
Right.
And what did you find with the people that you served with? Was it similar? Did you find that to be similar, that their patriotism grew?
Yeah, I think for the most part, you pretty much get it forced down your throats at basic training, but you accept it, and it is. And we talked about this in the discussion before, how veterans and people in the military have an appreciation for the flag that some civilians don't. So you definitely get that by being in the military.
And you got that in basic training?
Various points in it. Yeah.
Did you resent it at first when you got it?
Well, basic training, they take all your rights away from you, so you understand how great it is to live in a free world.
That's right. That's true.
I think that's probably what they plan on doing. That's their objective in basic training.
Yeah, that's right.
So no, I'd say after 9/11, that feeling I had on the next day, I think I've had that every day since. And so I think that's probably the biggest reason I'm such a patriot.
And that feeling that you had the day after 9/11?
Well, the initial feeling was anger, obviously. It just made me realize that in today's world, there is a group of people that want to hurt and harm American citizens.
Yeah.
We live in a real world where that's what's happening. Now we got one of them, but there's plenty out there, and it doesn't wear only one hat. It's not just Al Qaeda, it's Hezbollah, it's the Taliban. There's a lot of different hats they wear. So, I guess ever since 9/11, even though those groups had existed for many years, it kind of woke me up to that real problem that we face in America.
Now I just want to ask you, do you stay in touch with any of those guys you served with?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, just 2 days ago, the 1st Brigade of the 34th Infantry Division here in Minnesota got activated. So those guys are all going to Kuwait, and that's tough because those were the guys I knew and guys I served with. So
yeah. So Memorial Day this year?
Yeah, I would be thinking about those guys.
You'd be thinking about them.
Yeah.
What do you want people to think about?
I just want them to have fun. You know, that's why we're in the military. A lot of people live their lives the way they want to. So
they couldn't be said any better.
Yeah.
It couldn't be said any better. That's why we serve, so people can live their lives just the way they want.
Yep.
You're an awesome man.